This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Whether you bond over streaming binge-worthy videos, watching sports recaps, video gaming, or by unplugging altogether, the 2026 Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid helps keep you connected throughout your journey. Learn more at Lincoln.com. Available connectivity features and functionality vary by model. Package pricing, trials, and term lengths vary by model. Video streaming and games are only available while parked.
This is your fix.
I'm your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you. There's always a twist in this show. Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Skating Penguin Network recap show. It is the evening of March the 26th. We are at game number 72. After this evening, the Penguins just finished up business in Ottawa. We will get into all the details and the nitty-gritty of that one. But before we get into that, on the other end of the line is Snail, as always. And Snail, beautiful day here in Western Pennsylvania. Baseball MLB opening day for basically everyone. And I don't know what it's like out there, but I know right now the Mariners getting underway out there. But how are things out in Seattle on this fine spring day as we march closer to the month of April?
Beautiful day out here too, man. It was, probably, I don't even know. I didn't even check what it was going to be, but it was blue skies and, not a breeze out there. Kind of the sun was warm. I'd say it's probably close to 60 today.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's going to drop to like 33 tonight because there's no cloud coverage, but, we can look past that. We won't be awake for that. So,
yeah.
Dude, it's awesome. I saw that today was opening day. I wanted to get down for opening day today, but just work. I wouldn't feasibly make it down there. Found some good tickets, though, on SeatGeek that I was like, ooh, fair price. Probably should pull the trigger. But I think I'm going to go see the Yankees come to town and boo Aaron Judge, who did not have a good outing tonight. I heard he struck out 4 times. So
when are they coming to town?
They're coming to town. They play the Cleveland Guardians for the 3-game homestand, and then the Yankees come to town the next homestand.
Okay, so you're not that far off.
No, it'd be like early next week.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's the Yankees always attract a crowd, so you should have a good crowd for those games. And yeah, two good teams as well. Obviously, Seattle looking to build off a big season last year. So,
heard Paul Skeens didn't have the greatest outing today.
Nah, Pirates had a very Pirates opening day.
Did he really not make it 1 inning?
No, things were going very poorly all over the place for the Pirates. It started out really good.
Yeah.
They went up 2-0 in the first inning, and then can't blame it all on Skeens. He wasn't great, but his fielders didn't help him at all. Instead of taxing the arm, they decided to give him an early rest today so he can get ready for the next start next week in Cincinnati. So no harm, no foul. It was a very Pirates kind of opening day, but we regroup and get ready for Saturday and Sunday. Baseball talk aside, it's a great time of year. Finally able to get outside and enjoy some nice weather. It's definitely turning a corner, even if you still get some of them temperature fluctuations. We had some rain roll through here tonight, so the temperature has dropped, and it's going to be a chilly but sunny weekend, so I can't complain all that much. But yeah, next week's a holiday week, and then
what holiday is it?
Well, Easter's next week or next weekend. So yeah, it's everything's coming fast. I mean, it's really going to be spring here very soon. So other than that, hockey, the Penguins in Ottawa this evening, biggest game in maybe 2 years for the Penguins, with everything on the line. Must-win game. They haven't. I didn't know this, but coming into the game, they had not won in Ottawa since February of 2022, over 4 years ago since they won in Ottawa. We mentioned it on our last episode how much trouble the Senators have given the Penguins recently. The Senators are a beat-up team right now, but they came to play tonight, and in the end, a really tight game against two teams that need every point they can get, and they both get points out of this one as it goes to overtime and then a shootout where the Penguins, for the second time in a row now, have prevailed in a shootout. They win this one 4-3. Igor Chinnikov and Ben Kindle get goals in the shootout. Stuart Skinner stops 2 of 3, and Snail just as a whole in this game. We'll talk about Crosby in a second, but man, you said must-win game, and where there's a will, there's a way, and the Penguins get 2 points. That is what was most important here. The Islanders won, but the Blue Jackets lost. But
thank God, man. They have been winning too much even if they weren't in a playoff race or whether they were first. It's like I've kind of heard enough of the Columbus Blue Jackets' success right now. I prefer when they're not a relevant team.
Yeah.
So that's always disappointing when they're good. When they lose like tonight, I said, thank God, man, because it's about time they started losing. Let's hope that it's like a 3 or 4 game skid. Man, this game, I got to it late. I worked until it was probably about the third period, but then I could rant on this for like an hour, but the game's essentially over, and I go to ESPN to watch it's like basically like it's just recorded. Like you can watch an old game, like you could watch a game from a week ago or like 3 months ago on ESPN. So I go to click on this game, and it gets to the intermission, and I want to fast forward. Right, I got to rant about this quick. I go to fast forward through the intermission. I click fast forward, and I only get about 10 minutes into the intermission, and then it plays a 3.5 minute commercial. I then get done with the commercial, and I go to click fast forward again, and I'm like, 5 minutes or so, the intermission, like whatever. And then it's still a little bit short, and then it immediately plays another 3.5 minute commercial. So then I finally get to the thing, and I fast forward a little bit too far, go to rewind it a little bit, 2 minute commercial. So as I've tried to fast forward through the intermission, I've basically watched almost 10 minutes in commercials that don't let you fast forward or skip. It happened a couple of times during I just want to, I want to fast forward through the intermissions, the breaks, the commercials and whatnot, because it's recorded. It's already happened. But they make me sit through these commercials every time I use one of the fast forward and rewind buttons. Whoever invented that, what do you call it? Where you like in the military where you get shot in the back of the head as like a punishment?
Firing squad? Yes.
Firing squad to whoever invented that. If we ever have to reset and build a new society here in this world,
you're getting rid of them first.
Them and the company that Nestle, who wants to own water and doesn't think it's a human right, Mozambique, firing squad. Just they don't get to come into the next one. We don't need people like that. So whoever invented that, shame on you, death to you. But anyways, I finally got through the game, after it took me a little longer than it should have. And man, we'll talk about Crosby in a second, like you said, but they two really beat up teams, man. And they were both desperate. I can't tell you how many chances back and forth. I feel like you could tell that there was a little bit of both teams were missing shots. Like I feel like there was stress, gripping the stick a little too tight on both ends multiple times. I can't tell you how many times I saw like that Stutzel come down and miss the net, or Kachuk and miss the net. I thought Skinner actually played pretty well.
Skinner had a good game. Both goalies had a good game tonight. Both goalies had a good game tonight.
Ullmark's a pain in the ass. That guy, I feel like every time I watch him play, and it has nothing to do with the Penguins, he gets lit up for like 5. But whenever the Penguins play him, have they ever beat Ullmark before?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Even when he was in Boston.
Yeah, he has definitely been more of a thorn in the Penguins' side than about any goalie running right now. But no, great game from Ullmark. Skinner made big saves when they needed him to.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very – it was just two desperate hockey teams, because if you lost this game at all, you were basically out of a playoff position with the way the Islanders were playing tonight. Ottawa is currently outside the playoff picture right now. The Penguins, once the Penguins got a point, they were okay to stay in a playoff position. But, man, you need every single point you can get this time of year. And, again, the Penguins have not really led since a little bit against Winnipeg last Saturday. Like, they got blown out against Carolina and Colorado. And in this game, it went 1-0 Senators, 2-1 Senators. The Penguins did briefly hold a lead in the third period. We'll take a little bit of a break here and just say the Swedes tonight, without Crosby, Erik Karlsson, who's just been, I mean, he's probably the Penguins MVP this season. Just with Crosby's injuries and Malkin's injuries, Erik Karlsson is playing vintage Erik Karlsson hockey. A goal and 2 assists tonight. His first ever goal against the Ottawa Senators.
Crazy he's been snake bitten against them, because it's not like they were great years that he's played against them when he was in San Jose.
Yeah. And then he gets an assist. Rickard Rakell gets the other 2 goals, and he has an assist on Karlsson's goal. So big showing from the Swedish Olympians tonight for the Penguins. And without Crosby and Malkin, that's the kind of guys that need to step up. Erik Karlsson's been doing it since basically all season. Like, Erik Karlsson has been by far and away. I mean, if I had a vote for Penguins MVP, I'd have to give it to Karlsson, just because he's just been. I mean, he may have garnered himself Norris consideration with the way he's played the past month of hockey. Just absolutely
totals right now.
Absolutely absurd. He scored 6. Somebody did have it. He scored like 6
He's
goals.
Got 6 goals in 6 games. I did see that.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind. He just everything he does. It's the Karlsson we thought we traded for. He's just been their MVP. And Rickard Rakell, like, been a weird season. He's been very streaky, but that's the kind of guy he is. He's not going to get to 30, 35 like he did last year, but just 2 big goals, and they were just beautiful goals too. Just absolutely ripped past Ullmark, and they give up that short lead they had, and then they buckle down and at least get it to overtime. And then overtime, Snail, I know you watched it. Just a weird overtime. Brady Tkachuk hits the post with about, I don't know, like a half a second left in overtime. Tommy Novak actually had the game on his stick and had Ullmark dead to rights. He just did not lift the puck over his pad. Chances both ways. I thought Ben Kindle was absolutely phenomenal tonight again.
Number 1 center, Ben Kindle, to you.
I mean, he is just, again, he's just so impressive. Even if he's not scoring, he just does it night in and night out. Remember, this kid is 18. I mean, the only 18-year-old better than him in the NHL right now is Matthew Schaefer, who's just playing on another planet most nights. But Kindle gets the game, the shootout winner, a beautiful shot through Ullmark's 5-hole. And the other guy in the shootout that scored, Egor Chenikov, I mean, Ullmark never had a prayer. He just ripped it right through his 5-hole, never could react. The puck was out of the net before Ullmark could even really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, man, when Crosby goes down, like, that's a tough blow, and you hope it's not serious. Dan Muse just said lower body injury, but Josh Yoro reported that Sid was in a suit and tie and walking around the locker room. Didn't look to be in any discomfort. It's not the same knee that he injured at the Olympics. But, I mean, hey, you got to get points right now. And the Penguins, after Saturday, have really gotten through the worst of this schedule. I think they are now down to 19th hardest schedule the rest of the way, whereas Columbus, New York, Ottawa, and I believe Detroit or Boston are all in the top 5 or something like that. Saturday's Dallas, and again, we'll talk about Monday and Tuesday a little bit down the line. Those are obviously 2 massive games, but for right now, we want to focus on this one. And listen, you go into a place you haven't won in a while against the goalie who's giving you fits, and
you lose another goalie interference call.
Yeah, I think at this point you just challenge everything that's even suspect. I just think at some point the law of averages says that you're going to win one.
I would have fought the ref tonight. I would have gotten a 20-game suspension if I was the coach. Like, I would have. I mean, it's not even necessarily just that ref. It's like when you've been on hold and you get passed around 3 times, and then you find the person who finally tries to help you, they get a really angry person because you've been on hold for like 45 minutes and talked to 3 different people. That's how I would be tonight. I probably would have jumped the bench and like tried to strangle the ref, because it's just been it's comical at this point. They're not challenging these goalie interference things because like to be silly, or because there's no chance in hell that like there is goalie interference. Like there is a case for it on all these challenges.
Yeah.
It's not like it's I don't know. It's just so weird because it feels like they always, I don't know. I just when I saw that, I was so tired from work, I literally couldn't get up out of my chair, but I like motioned to get up off the couch to be like, God damn it. And I just couldn't get myself off, but I would have. And if I was Dan Muse, I might have taken a 20 gamer.
Yeah, he loses another one, and that one is the one that made it 3-3. They do kill the ensuing power play that they have to kill off there. The penalty kill gives up an early one, but they do kill off the second one. Not a great showing again, but it is what it is. Nothing from the power play for the Penguins tonight. Rickard Rakell did score on the power play to make it 3-2 early in the third. But, I mean, you're desperate right now. Like, you just have to win hockey games. You're going into a place you don't win very often against a goalie who gives you fits, and against a team that is beat up but is just as desperate as you are.
They're pesky too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game you're okay with giving away that point as long as you get the second one, because you're fighting for that division right now. Like, you just got to stay. You're still in a good position with tiebreakers even after tonight. Like I said, Columbus lost. The Islanders won. You're back in second. Man, it's just going to be a dogfight. And I think if they can get through March in a playoff position, and I think somebody pretty much figured they need 10 more points to basically feel safe.
How many games do they have left? 10 more games. So it's
10
like
points. So you need
to win 5 games.
You basically need to play 500 hockey, which is better
than you do that.
Which is better than you played all year. You got to play 500 hockey. 10 more points gets you to 88 or gets you to 98 on the season. It's going to be a high bar in the East, but it's really too bad the Penguins weren't in the Pacific Division, because we'd be talking about a 4-point lead and like literally almost in the playoffs at this point. But that unfortunately the East is strong this year, and the bar is going to be high. I think 96 might be okay, but 98 right now to feel safe. 98 should definitely get you third in the Metro at the very least. But this is what you have to do every night. You just got to focus on that game, go out there and get points. That's really all you have to do. If you get 10 more points, we're talking hockey in April, and tonight was the perfect example of what you have to do. You just have to find a way. I don't care how you do it. You just got to find a way.
Well, who's going to blink first, Robbie? That's what I want to know. I I cannot believe Columbus. They got Rick Bowness in there, and now they're basically like they're on a heater of all heaters as far as like winning goes. You know, like they're getting points every night. It seems like. I don't know why, but I felt like for the longest time that the Islanders, they can't sustain this. Like they're gonna start losing some games, but then I'm always, hauntingly reminded that they have Ilya Sorokin that they're probably going to ride the rest of the way here. And David Riddick is, he's a good backup. Big save Dave Riddick.
Yeah,
I mean, and they've got some mojo with, this might sound dumb, but they had that Matt Martin retirement ceremony not that long ago. And that guy was the heartbeat of that organization for 2 stints, very long stints as well. And they've got the, Matthew Schaefer that goes without saying. He is like unreal. And they got that big pickup at the deadline. They got Shen. So it's like, I don't know. You remember how it is when you're a team like that, when you've got some youth and you get a big fish at the deadline, like you don't really just roll over typically, like, and you got a hot goaltender. Like, I'm starting to kind of worry about this Islanders team. Not so much worry about them as like a playoff, like, if the Penguins had to face them if they made the playoffs. I'm worried about them maybe not tailing off here. And then you look at Columbus and, they're probably the weaker team. But this bump they got from Rick Bowness, like, I don't know. Who's that goalie they have again? The Latvian? Merzlikins. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, but he's putting together, and they've got Jet Greaves. I don't know, some young guy that he came out of nowhere. It felt like a year ago or something, and he's kind of their young, I'd say probably their guy in the future here. It's a blue collar team, man. I don't know. I just at this point, it's like both these teams are kind of riding some sort of bump, kind of a little extra juice to finish off the season. And I feel like the Penguins are fatigued. Their leaders are hurt with Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby now out again. They're without Blake Lizotte. They're, the real heartbeat of the Penguins organization.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they've got Erik Karlsson, who's been a captain for a long time, and he's won, like, has he won 3 Norses?
I believe so, yeah.
And he might be throwing his name in not a winner, but he's throwing his name in the hat for consideration probably again with the heater he's been on. I think he's got 57 points in 67 games this year, so pretty decent reemergence for EK65.
Yeah.
But, Ben Kindle is number 1 center, Ben Kindle, with Erik Karlsson on the, doing what he does. I don't know, man. I kind of am still with your point. I'm still going with the point you made last episode. They need a little injection of something. Like kind of what I was getting at with these other teams. They've kind of got this like extra juice that they're playing with, and the Penguins are a little bit down and out and fatigued and hurt. I feel like if you want to finish out this strong, I'd be, what did they call, or what did they do with the bullpen in baseball? They go and they like tap the skip goes and he like taps the shoulder, gives them the call from the bullpen. I'd be doing that looking at Sergei Murashov, Avery Hayes, and former Winnipeg Jet draft pick Rutger McGroarty.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do, because especially if Crosby is out, I don't know what the exact plan would be exactly. Hopefully he's not out. Hopefully he's back on Saturday against Dallas, because that's going to be a tough haul to begin with. It'd be even tougher without Crosby. Dallas is obviously a really good hockey team.
He has to be really hurt, man. I just feel like Sid usually, I don't know. I that concerns me that he didn't come back at all. Or he came back and gave a little twirl, didn't he?
I think he tested it, yeah,
What the hell happened?
I don't know. He took a couple bumps, but it didn't look like anything completely out of the ordinary, or nothing stuck out like it did at the Olympics with Gudas. It didn't look like it was anything that obvious. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see.
38 years old.
Yeah, we won't probably know much until won't know much until probably Saturday. Probably get at best a game time decision kind of thing. But hopefully Evgeny Malkin, he didn't make this trip, but hopefully we find out more on him as well. Anthony Mantha, who missed practice on Wednesday, did play tonight.
He looked all right.
Yeah, he was fine. He played 20 minutes. He definitely didn't look like there was anything that was bothering him too much.
Russ took a scary little spill and tweaked his knee, but he didn't. He finished the game strong
he finished the game. He had an assist on the Raquel power play goal in the third period, so another point for him there. He's up to 33 assists now. I mean, you just gotta keep. Again, it doesn't matter what the team. Nothing seems to phase this team. Everything that's been thrown at them, they just handle and find a way through. That's why I'm not really like. If you talk about teams blinking, I think if you look at the list here, I think Detroit is blinked. They have a game against.
I think Detroit's cooked.
They have a game against Buffalo tomorrow night on the road that they basically have to win, because if not, they are then 3 points behind the Islanders. They're still behind the Senators at that point, and Philadelphia's right on their heels. So Detroit feels like they're on the brink. Ottawa is going to be right there till the end, unless the injuries just become too much. And then it's going to come down to Pittsburgh, Columbus, and the Islanders. And the Islanders kind of blinked for a little bit. They kind of were the first. They teetered a little bit, but they got that win against Columbus on, I believe, Sunday. And then they got a big win tonight against the a good Dallas Stars team. Ilya Sorokin played out of his mind, though. It's gonna for them. It's gonna come down to Sorokin. Columbus, again, sometimes you just get hot. It's like sometimes that's what it is. You just get hot. And Rick Bowness clearly has them playing much better hockey. But yeah, it's the Penguins though. Like people have been waiting for them to fall apart since October, and they faltered in December, but they just picked themselves up, dusted themselves off, and they're still there. They're still fighting. It hasn't ended yet, and at this point, you kind of wonder, like, maybe they're just the team that's just meant to be there. They've gone all season, battled everybody, everything.
The Penguins?
Yeah.
I think they've been so resilient, man. And
they've been the most. They've just been. Again, they lost Malkin for a long stretch due to injury and of his own fault. Crosby, obviously, the freak injury at the Olympics, and they kept just powering through. Like they've been really good this month. We talked about this schedule well before the Olympic break, even how hard it was going to be, and they've basically managed their way through it. If they could steal one on Saturday against Dallas, Dallas is going to be coming off. They're on a road trip, and just set yourself up for Monday and Tuesday next week. After that, you have one really standout game against a difficult team in Tampa Bay. You have to go to Tampa Bay, but I mean it's all there for the taking. That is basically what it is. A good team, at least one or two good teams are going to miss the playoffs, and you just hope it's not the Penguins. And right now, tonight was a perfect example. Everything was going against them. Crosby left the game. They go down a couple times. They give up a quick goal after taking a lead in the third period, but they find a way. Stuart Skinner played great. They have shaken the shootout demons. I do wonder if at some point if the confidence in the shootout has returned now that they got a few under their belt. It feels like you're going to get another shootout at some point. The way the season's gone, they've gone to like how many this year now? They've gone to 13. They're in 13 shootouts this year already. That's like a fifth of the games or sixth of the games or something like that they played this year. You just gotta keep stacking points. I mean, they've thrown every piece of adversity at them this year. They're still here. They're still standing. They're still in good position. They still have the tiebreakers, just one game at a time. And they don't let, like, those two games that they just lost to Carolina and Colorado, they didn't let that derail anything. They come back tonight on the road, get the job done, and you feel great with those 2 points. That's kind of where everything stands.
Yeah, man. I think they've got a good room this year. I think that I've said it before, it feels like they're more of a team than they've been in the past few years.
Oh, absolutely.
It feels like in the past few years it's just been, it's been Sid, but it doesn't feel like there's been a ton of like buy-in from, they've had their issues. They haven't been the greatest club over the last few years, but this year is the first time in a while it feels like they're a legit team. Like you can sense the vibes just from the scenes in the locker room post win, like, they stick up for each other. So it's, yeah, man, it's, if it'll be interesting to see how this next, how many more games do they have in the month of March? Do they have 2 just this weekend?
No, 3. They have Dallas and then the back-to-back with the Islanders and Detroit on Monday and Tuesday to wrap up the month.
Okay, so they got 3. Whew. That Islanders game is going to be a playoff game.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely. I mean, that's going to be a game where, you got to do. It's going to be another one of those where you have to find a way to do whatever you can. Like, you just got to find a way in that one. You hope that everybody's healthy, but you just got to find a way. That's really all that comes down to. It'd be great to steal one against the Stars on Saturday. That would be absolutely massive. But then,
man,
back to back on Monday.
Are they 2 games against the Islanders?
No, it's Dallas, New York, and then Detroit.
Oh, then they play Detroit.
Correct.
We'll see where Detroit's at. They might be a deflated team.
I mean, that Detroit game, it's at home. That could be a death knell for Detroit, depending on how it goes between now and then. But there's still a lot. 10 games, man. There's still 20 points on the table, which is crazy to think about. But 10 games, you win 5, I think you're in the playoffs.
I would, yeah. I don't. Who'd you say said that? Josh? Would you say Josh Yohe said that?
No, I saw it. It's just, I think they just kind of. It just got, again. It's not solid. It's just kind of the thought process is 98 points, 10 points from where they're at right now should be a target that should make them more than safe.
I think they can do it, man. But they're not gonna. It's not going to be easy. Just we don't know what's up with Sid. Malkin, he's obviously dealing with that hand thing. As you pointed out, he got hit in the hand that one game. I'm telling you, man, I don't know why these players don't all wear shot blockers on their gloves. Because I have a pair of gloves with a shot blocker on the top of the palm.
Okay.
It's like, it's just extra protection. It doesn't weigh you down that much. But could have been prevented had Malkin gone for a little bit of an uglier piece of equipment, but that's not his style whatsoever. So it is what it is. Man, I guess if you're Robbie, just like if you're looking at the next 3 games and you want to come out, basically 500 hockey the rest of the season, if you're looking to take, 3 of the next 6 available points, what do you need from the Penguins? Who's going to be the hero? Who needs to play better? What can't happen?
Well, what can't happen is I think you just got to put Stu Skinner in.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think you just got to go. I think Skinner has to be your one. Again, your back-to-backs, that's understandable. I think you got to get Skinner in. I think obviously Carlson just has to keep playing.
Do you give him carte blanche? Just you go out there and make magic happen?
That's kind of what they're doing already. Whether or not they gave him specific instructions to do that, I just think he's just that good that he can do it. I
don't think Erik Karlsson's ever taken instructions his entire career.
I think Karlsson just does what Erik Karlsson wants to do, and luckily he just has all-world talent and is successful like 95% of the time, especially when he's playing like this. I think it's just kind of like Sullivan tried to give him instructions, and Dan Muse is like, just go play like Erik Karlsson. Other than that, I think I just think they need to keep playing the way they're playing. They got to maybe get Sam Girard and Letang apart from each other, because that is a cancerous defensive pairing. And I think you just need to just let them just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think anything. No, you don't need anything extravagant at this. Like, what you're doing has worked for 72 games.
What happened to Kevin Hayes?
He's in Narnia.
Is he on like Robida Island?
Yeah, they put him. He's just not good enough. Like he's just not good enough. Like it's nothing against Kevin Hayes. I'm sure he's a great guy. Like
right.
It's just,
I don't think anyone doesn't root for that guy. He's such a great character.
Just, the game they want to play, he's just not fast enough for it.
Is he just like at home? Like, because he's not in the AHL, and he's
he's a healthy scratch. He just travels. He's at practice every day.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's just traveling. He's just hanging out. He has the best job in the world. He's getting paid to sit in a press box and eat nachos. Like, best job in the world.
That is true. Like, that's not a bad gig. Is this the last year of his contract?
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Okay, so it's probably over for Kevin Hayes in the NHL.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, you never know, but yeah, it's definitely in Pittsburgh. Again, ultimate pro, great guy to have in the locker room, obviously. And who knows?
Wasn't his nickname like the good one?
I don't even know, but
maybe a long time ago, he was like, I saw like he had like a nickname, like he was like the very good one, or like the good instead of the great one, or the next one, it was like the good one. Is he like NHL Hall of Good?
He's NHL Hall of Average, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not bad and put together like a 12-year career. Like that doesn't, like, you're not bad and put together 12 years in the NHL unless you're like Jack Johnson. But yeah, and your buddies with Sid. But like, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll need Kevin Hayes to score a big goal for them in the next 10 games. I don't want to know the injuries that would have to lead to that, but I think you're going to need a crunch time goal from
Elmer Soderblom,
Connor Dewar, or Noel Achari, or Elmer Soderblom at some point. I think you're going to need a final 10-minute go-ahead goal from one of them guys at some point in these next 10 games. And like when it happens, you're just going to be like, we're going to the playoffs. Like at that point,
yeah. I know what you're talking about. What about like a Ben Kindle hat trick? Just a night that he takes over a game.
I mean, Ben Kindle taking over a game at this point would be. I mean, tonight was kind of like his moment, like his first like hallmark moment. Like that was a big moment to score that. But if he would come out and have a game where he just simply takes over, that would be the full development arc as an 18-year-old. Like, I think, like, from where he started. But I'll say this: maybe they need a Chris Letang game.
Oh God, I just don't know if that's going to happen ever again. I know. I agree with you. Like, wouldn't that be sick if he was just nasty for a game? But I'm not even trying. Maybe I am, but like I'm trying not to be like pessimistic about Chris Letang. But like, I think it might be close with him. Like it's getting there, I think, to being like, at least for, I don't know, maybe that's harsh, but like, the guy just isn't really that effective.
I know. I mean, maybe you just need one final, like, this is his final stand. Like this, I don't care who it's against. I don't care if it's against the freaking Panthers next weekend. I don't care if it's against, it'd be great if it was against the Islanders, but like, just his final stand as a Penguin. Like, I don't care what happens this summer. It's just, this is like Letang's swan song. Like, this is what you're gonna like. It's been pretty bad the last few years, but 10 years from now, you're gonna think back of like the cups and stuff. You're gonna be like, remember that night against so and so that he just put up 2 goals and 2 assists and basically drug them to a win without Crosby.
I would take that, man. I would take that for sure. I mean, Carlson's pulling his weight, man. Like Carlson, Kindle, Rust, Raquel had a big night tonight too.
Raquel's night. Raquel is just such a streaky player. Right now would be the perfect time for him to score like 8 goals in the next 10 games.
That's what I was thinking. Like go on like a 40-goal game rip.
Like Mantha's cooled down. Mantha's cooled down. So yeah, you need Raquel just to go out there, and just put up like 8 goals in 10 games, like from here on out. That would be fantastic. But yeah, just one of those one final vintage Letang game. Obviously, it would have like a horrific pinch at some point that would give you an aneurysm.
Yeah.
But he gets bailed out by whatever goalie's in net, and I mean, just one more, just for old time's sake. That would be like the ultimate. Like if he did that, I'd say, you know what, we're going.
He'd redeem himself. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going.
It's been a tough stretch for Letang this last month, I'd say.
That's what I mean. It'd be the perfect time for a vintage Letang performance. Just go off, King.
What about Kevin Hayes?
As I said, maybe they need a big goal from Kevin Hayes at some point.
What if Kevin Hayes gives hit like he's just been saving up all his energy and he has one final like stand in the NHL and he like has like 2 goals, an assist, and a fight?
It just both goals go off like his face or something like that. Like they're not just normal goals. Like I don't know if Kevin Hayes has ever scored a normal goal in his life, but I mean you're gonna need a performance from someone at some point. And like Hayes, again, I don't want to know the injuries that would really force him into the lineup at this point. That's kind of scary to think about.
Because you'd think a call up would probably come before he would get in the lineup, right?
And they called up. Who'd they call up today? No, he's been up already. They called up Koppinen and.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Who else?
Jonah Koppinen.
They called up. Oh, I have to see here. It's sticking. It's. It is. Oh my gosh, who is it? Why can I not find it now? They called up Avery Hayes. Never mind. That's who it was. Yeah, he was a healthy scratch tonight. So, yeah, I mean, if they're calling up those guys, you have to think that Hayes is a little down the pecking order. So, again, what injuries would have to take place before he would step in? I mean, we already had our Avery Hayes game. Like he had that game before the Olympic game.
That was.
But yeah, I think you're going to need a big goal from a fourth liner in crunch time. A vintage Letang performance would be more than welcome. Again, if he has one of those performances that puts him in the playoffs, I can kind of almost forgive like all the nightmares from like this season. Like,
yeah, I think I could too, honestly, and that's tough for me to do because I haven't been able to put some of the Letang blunders from maybe 9 years ago behind me at times. But
yeah.
Yeah, he could pop off and help, I think. I don't know, man. It's I think the point is we're trying to make here is there's going to need to be some unlikely heroes for this to, come to fruition here. Just with how tight everything is and with Sidney Crosby being out and Evgeny Malkin being out and our king Blake Lizotte being out. And don't forget, we're doing all of this with known juicer Caleb Jones out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that guy was on the team?
Yeah, I guess he's still somewhere. He exists in some form or fashion, I guess. But
he was not a big pickup. I can't even believe that almost. But he was a pickup this year. He wasn't an acquisition. Then he got immediately injured, and then he got caught for juicing, and he's basically been a non-factor all year.
Yeah, how much? He was spending 20 games or something like that.
Was it 20? Only 20 games? I thought it was.
How many games was it? I can't remember now. 20 games without pay on February 4th. So, I mean, he's got to be. I mean, he can't be that far off.
He's only played in 7 games for Pitt this year. I don't even remember those games.
Well, he was injured for a whole bunch too. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we need a Caleb Jones legacy game.
That would be something.
I don't even know what he does. I mean, he's a defenseman. I know that, but is he a stay-at-home guy? Is he like his brother Seth?
I don't think he's definitely not like his brother Seth. That's for sure.
Oh man, well, yeah, I think we're gonna need some unlikely guys to step up here, and I don't even care who it is. Just somebody do it. Maybe a Chari goes off.
Got to do something. Got to do something.
Goalies need to stand tall when it matters. They need to also get in the butterfly when it matters.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. They need some good games here out of Shelovs and Skinner.
Okay, if my math is right, his 20th game suspended will be against the Red Wings on Tuesday. If my math is right.
He just comes back looking like Barry Bonds.
Nothing suspicious here, guys.
It's just like, well, yeah, I stopped juicing 20 games ago, but like the effects haven't worn off. So put me on the power play because he's ready to rock.
Let me just rip some clappers from out here and see what happens. So, but
he looks like SpongeBob, that one episode where he had the inflated arms. Did you ever see that episode where he had the huge arms, but they were powerless? Anyways, Robbie.
But
night, man. But thank God they got 2 points because they needed it, and
they did badly needed tonight.
I mean, it's full on like play. Like I'm scoreboard watching every day. You know, whether
absolutely, you have to be. You have to be scoreboard. If you're not scoreboard watching, what are you? Well, I mean, you're not really a fan, then I guess, huh?
Do we need to talk to the Etsy witches?
We had to at least.
I think I saw they got rid of Etsy witches. Like I think Etsy banned witches from there. Look it up. I swear that there was a thing, unless it was I got by like an AI thing, but like I swear there was like a thing where they're like Etsy's removing witches from their website.
Oh no, you're right.
Really? So that is 100% correct.
Yeah, that's that.
Breaking news.
Yeah, it does look like they are removed from the platform as of 2 months ago.
That tough because I would have paid a fair price to put some money on some Etsy witches to help the boys out.
I'm sure we can find one somewhere.
Maybe over in Lancaster where the Amish are, there's like a backwoods witch.
Yeah, there probably is a few.
Well, you're in Appalachia.
There's definitely some. Yeah, I could find something weird in the mountains here with that. It would. Yeah, I mean, it might kill me, but yeah, it would.
I mean, you might need to like carry a goat up a hillside, and you'd need to like start chanting on a full moon. But you could probably get it done for the Penguins. You would do it.
I'd have to. Yeah, probably summon something, but yeah, I mean, hey, 10 games left. 10 games between the Penguins and the playoffs. It's going to be obviously butt clench time, but
oh yeah, there's going to be some clenchnosity.
We've made it this far. We might as well see it through. I certainly hope we're doing episodes about playoff hockey. I mean, it's been a very long time, but
I mean,
hey,
it's been a few years, but yeah,
it's too long. I mean, for the Penguins, it's been a long time. I mean, the Penguins don't miss the playoffs.
Do you want to know something, honestly, Robbie, that I gotta confess here? So today, I don't know where you're at with superstitions, but today I got a hockey stick. It arrived, and it is a pro stock hockey exact replica of Sidney Crosby's stick, but right-handed. And I opened that stick up, and that's when I learned that Crosby was out.
Not great.
It had already happened because I was watching a replay.
Yeah, true.
But it did arrive today, and I'm a little concerned. Like, what are the odds that I get a replica Crosby hockey stick, and of all days he goes out in the first period? So, a little concerning. Might need to get the sage out and sage the stick. Yeah, might need to sage the whole house.
Yeah,
I suggest you do too. I actually, I think if you have some time, you should take some like sage or find an Etsy witch and go to Mellon Arena and do a little seance or something.
I could do that.
But as for me, Robbie, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't really got anything else. Penguins win this one.
2 points.
2 points, 4-3 in a shootout. That's now 2 shootouts in a row. They break their hex against the Senators in Ottawa. Next up is Dallas on Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Another big one. And they're all big. I'm not even going to say it's a big one. We know they're all big.
They're all big.
Some might be a little bigger than others, but this is, again, 2 points are on the table. Find a way to get them. But Snail, if you have nothing else, I have nothing else. That is it for this episode. We will talk to you guys sometime next week to recap a few games. But until then, take it easy. So for Snail, I'm Robbie, and peace out on this one.